Hey, all you peoples, look over to me. So, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all, it's me. And welcome to my channel where randomness is sure to explode out of control. It's so magical, isn't it? Alrighty then. So, what does some might say or ask? What is today's video enjoyment pleasure viewing thing? Well, today's for your entertainment, I'm bringing a whole new segment to this channel. And this brand new segment is something I like to call. Now, some of you may be asking yourselves, what is Ticks Me Off Tuesday? Well, Ticks Me Off Tuesday is exactly what it sounds like. Every Tuesday or so on this channel, I will be doing and saying things that might tick me off. For today's however, we are going to start off with phrases and certain proverbs that tick me right off. So why don't we just jump in with our top 5? Because there's a lot more than that, but I really don't have the patience to say how many there are. So let's get started. So let's get started with number 5 on the list. And number 5 is... Now, why do I exactly hate this saying? Well, if you're saying to somebody, well, you're stubborn as a mule, basically, aren't you calling them a donkey or a mule or whatever? You're calling them some type of equestrian animal, okay? I personally would not want to be called an equestrian type creature who has 4 legs and eats hay. I personally would not want to be called that. Though I already have it with the horse teeth, as you can see, and not with my face, because my face is anything but thin and long. So, other reasons why this saying ticks me right off. Well, first of all, that was the first reason. And the second main reason is basically, can't you basically call a donkey or a mule a ass? So if you're saying to somebody, hey, you're as stubborn as a mule, aren't you basically calling them like an ass or an asshole? I mean, come on. You're not mean to well, you are kind of mean to insult a person, but I wouldn't take it that far to call them an ass, especially if they're just stubborn. I personally never say to anyone, you're as stubborn as a mule. I think I've never said that in my whole life. When I want to say to someone they're stubborn, I say, you are very stubborn, or you are like the most stubborn person I ever met or I know. I mean, frankly, I'm not going to go around and call you an ass for no apparent reason. So that saying does not make sense to me for those reasons. 1, I'm not calling you a horse, and 2, I'm not calling you an ass. Let's move on. Number 4. Now, some of you might be wondering, this saying actually has a valid meaning to it. And I do agree with you that, yes, people who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Because basically that saying means that people with similar problems, like if there's 2 people with similar problems, one of those 2 people should not go around saying the other person has a worse off problem or make it sound nasty. Because you're in a similar situation. Why would you go around and say like but the other person has more crap and is more has more issues? I'm not gonna obviously go around to another person, hey, say like people with glass houses shouldn't throw stones if I'm going around to like a random stranger who I don't even know, because I don't know their problems and they don't know my problems. And why would they care about my problems? They don't know me. And why would I care about theirs? I don't know them. So that saying really only makes sense in context if you're talking to someone you are familiar with and who might be in a similar situation as you are. And didn't that saying originate from like a book or something? I barely read books all the time, and the only books I really do read are I don't even read anymore. I basically have it listened to me. But listen to me. I basically listen to it like on audiobooks. Um so that saying does not make sense if it's like it would make sense if it was someone familiar, but if it's someone totally like a stranger to you, yeah, don't like use that saying. That's the one that's kind of like can be used for good and can be used for evil. So let's move on. Number three. Right. Oh, I have to redo this one. All right. Mm, yeah, I'm filming, by the way. Thank you. Okay, so, where was I? Oh yeah. Now, why does this phrase bother me so much? The saying you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. It doesn't bother me so much because with the meaning, because it's like it's a good piece of morality, I think. Like you can lead somebody in the direction you want them to go, but it's ultimately their choice. They don't have to do what they don't want to have to do, and they don't have to do what you want them to do. You can say no. You can do what you want to do. Nope, your choice is nobody else's. So that's a very good meaning. But the thing that bothers me the most about this phrase is I had a dream a couple of weeks ago about this phrase. Like literally the farmhand, there was a farmhand in his dream with a horse. He was leading his horse to water, whatever kind of body of water it was, whether it's like a pond or it was a creek. I have no idea. This dream was only 5 minutes long, people. Or felt like an eternity, basically. So he took the horse to the pond or whatever, and when the horse refused to take a drink, the farmhand got angry and shoved his hand on the horse's head and threw the horse's head under the water and forced him to take like so many numbers of gallons of water. And I was horrified, and I was like viewing from the cloudal area of the sky, and like I was a disembodied spirit just peering in peering into this world where apparently they like to kill horses, and I'm pretty sure no one likes to kill horses. So, but the best part of the dream is when the horse finally got the courage to kick the guy in the balls and get and run away. And I was like, good horse, good horse. So that's why I don't like that phrase, purely from the sole basis of a dream I had, which really, if you think about it, shouldn't reflect this peaceful meaning of morality. But you know, that's me. So let's move on again. All right. Number two. Oh, look at my fingers. Hmm. Okay. This phrase you hear a lot. Well, it's not common. If the phrase is you made your bed, so you made your bed and now you have to lie in it. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Um, I think the meaning behind this saying is that you've done this, now you have to deal with it, or you have to live. I don't think it's so much having to live with something because I think you can always combat it in a way. Like you can always change it. Um, I think people are so afraid of making. Some people are so afraid of making mistakes that they try to like do everything in a certain perfect way. But guess what? There's no such thing as perfection. You can come close to perfection, but there is no such thing. So, um, I say a lot. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. But you know what? Mistakes are healthy because even if you try to do something a certain way, I don't think there's a certain way to do anything. I think it's really just any way you can do it. Like you are comfortable with. Uh, but what was I saying? But okay, but mistakes are a healthy thing, as I was saying before, because you can learn from mistakes. You can learn, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do it that way anymore because it didn't work out. You can learn from it, and then you can make adjustments. That's what people tend to do, and that's what I do. If I make a mistake, I go back and I don't cower about it. I go back and fix it. Because there's nothing that can't be fixed in this world. Everything is improving and moving and evolving. So, even with all the evolution of technology, sometimes we have to backtrack a little bit to find out how we can go further. Let's look at our past successes and our past failures. Okay? So, this saying, yes, if you made something really horrible that you don't see that you can fix, then yes, deal with it. But remember, mistakes are something that you shouldn't look to say. You shouldn't always look on the negative with them. Even if there's like no silver line, even if you can't see a silver lining to them, there is. Trust me. So let's move on to our number one on our list. And I'm sorry I gave you the middle finger by accident. Let's move on. Number one. This saying annoys me to no end. And this is why it's number one on my list. Don't you think it would be better if? No! I don't think it would be better if! You be quiet! No, I don't think it would be better if. I really don't. Because you know what? That's your opinion. And it's your choice you're thinking of, your decision, not mine. I'll choose to do what I think is best, and I'll do what I have to do in my own way that makes me feel comfortable, and not anybody else's way. No, I don't think it would be better if we took this road. I don't think it would be better if we went to this restaurant. I don't think it would be better if blah, 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 blah. People, opinions... Opinions are okay. I love to hear other people's opinions. But don't shove your opinion in my face. Don't make it seem like you're always right and I'm always wrong. Can you stop talking for 5 minutes, please? But honestly, just don't shove your opinions into my personal space. See this area? This area belongs to E because I am in this area. This is the space of which my body and my mind take up. Don't rain on my parade. Please, if I want to do something in my way that makes me feel good, I'm going to do it. And I will listen to suggestions. I'm not above listening to reason or suggestions. But please, keep it alone. And will you stop laughing? In a minute, when I'm done with this.
You said you were making dinner.
I'm making dinner. So just
No, no, no.
so just remember, guys, don't let anybody tell you you're wrong, even if it turns out you are. But see it through. See something through. If it's really something you want, you'll see it through. And don't let anybody tell you else otherwise. So, we reached the end of this video, this end of our what ticks me off Tuesday. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys keep on being you people, because I wouldn't want it every way, and I'm sure you wouldn't want it every way. So remember, before you go, remember to hit the subscribe button, subscribe, and become a member to the madness. I will be glad to bring you on board this crazy train.